O genki desu ka? Welcome to Ask Helen Live, and today's question is, how can I relieve my stress when working from home with family around me? I'm Helen Iwata. I'm from the UK and I've lived and worked in Japan for almost 30 years, and I'm a business communication skills coach and women's success coach based in Japan. So this question of stress from working from home, especially with having family around you, and I know that this is something that many of my clients and women in my online communities have been struggling with, and this is something that actually has been a challenge for me too. Normally I'm a positive person a lot of the time, and I was certainly very positive at the beginning of the whole coronavirus crisis, because I've done a lot of personal development work. And what I found recently, with my daughter being at home, with my husband turning our bedroom into an office for his company, we're living in quite a close quarters. We don't live in a very big place, and I'm working from home as well, so the stress did begin to build up a little bit. And it wasn't that there was one huge thing. It was lots of small build-ups that actually led to a bit of a meltdown the other day. I very uncharacteristically completely lost my temper with my family. I swore, and I don't normally do that. And I absolutely lost my temper. And this is something, by the way, that I'm talking about in the Monday episode of the Sasuga podcast. If you're not already listening to the Sasuga podcast and this sounds interesting for you, go to your podcast player, subscribe to the Sasuga podcast, and you can listen to the whole episode there. And I'll tell you another way to make sure you can listen to that afterwards at the end of this. So yeah, I had this complete and utter meltdown, and what resulted from it was that it turned out to be a good thing. So sometimes having a meltdown, losing your temper, can turn out to be a good thing, as long as you can recover from it quickly, you're not holding on to it. What happened was we had a family meeting and we actually went through an activity, which I talk about in the podcast episode in detail, an activity where we were all talking about what was annoying us, and what we found, what makes us happy, so that we can understand that better as a family. And this is, by the way, something that you can do working in a team as well, or if you're living with people, the people that you live with, you can do that with them. So it helped us to all understand, and there's been some massive changes since then as well. So, this was a tiny thing on my annoy list, was that the kitchen, the cutlery drawer, where we keep the knives and forks and spoons and chopsticks, was really messy, and it was hard to get hold of things, and it was just a little tiny thing that was annoying me. And that was one of the things that I shared with my family on this when we were going through the annoy list. And the next day I was doing the Sasuga online retreat, and I didn't know this, my daughter not only cleaned out the entire cutlery drawer, but she also cleaned the entire kitchen. It was amazing. It was just, absolutely spotless at the end of it. It was fantastic. And since then, it's stayed much tidier as well. Which really, helps in this situation where there's just like little build-ups of stress for me, for you, for everybody. It's just part of the situation that we're in now, and so we've really got to do our best to communicate with each other, to share what's frustrating, what we want more of, and to all help each other. So, as I said, if you want to hear more about this and more about the annoy list and joy list exercise, this is something that I'm talking about on the upcoming, it's the Monday, what will it be, May 11th episode of the Sasuga podcast. And you can subscribe to that in your podcast player. Or if you're not someone who normally listens to podcasts, what you can also do is subscribe to my free weekly newsletter. That's Sasuga Tips for You. And you can do that at susugacommunications.com/subscribe. And that will then give you a free weekly newsletter where I'm sharing techniques, I'm sharing resources and stories, all to help you feel more confident, to communicate clearly, to use your time and energy efficiently, and to get the results that you want in life, even in these tricky times. So if you're not already a reader of the Sasuga Tips for You, that might be something for you. I'll put, when I get back back to a place where I can type, I will put that link in with this video. And I would love to welcome you as a reader if you're not already one, or a listener to the Sasuga podcast. It's all free stuff, all here to help you to communicate clearly, feel confident, and use your time and energy efficiently and get the results you want in life. All right, thank you so much. It's great to see a few of you watching live. That's wonderful. I love it. And thank you also to all of you watching the replay. Really appreciate that. Feel free to comment on this video, and I will look out for your comments and I will respond because I love to communicate with you. All right, have a brilliant and joyful day. See you later. Bye.